Hi, peoples. I know I'm a day late, but after what happened at the memorial site, well, one of them, and the madness of Kyle Rittenhouse, I figured I needed to say an update on my opinions. So, I saw this. Someone posted this picture on Twitter, and all I can say is this is massively disgraceful. So, I had a question. I know there are all kinds of people who will question the stories of what really happened during all kinds of events that America has been involved in the different wars since World War I. I know there's all kinds of theories, conspiracies, rumors, and all that kind of stuff, but no matter what your opinion is, I wanted to say this. You cannot, I repeat, you cannot compare people going along with a government mandate that says children have to be arrested in school for not wearing a mask and lose your job all because you won't get a jab in the arm, to people who had to fight against an actual tyrant whose philosophies are very interestingly being used today to wipe out Jews off the face of the earth and use evolution to justify his artificial selection theories. Like Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold. Just look at what happened after the Vietnam War. The veterans returning from war were spat on by pathetic hippies and crazies, calling them baby killers and murderers. Why? Because the Viet Cong had convinced children that for their freedom under the great glory of communism, they needed to take grenades and go find American soldiers, hug their leg, and pull the pin to blow themselves up and kill the soldiers. Funny how there are modern Muslims who do the same thing with suicide bombs, just like those, and the left would rather complain about the veteran that had to protect themselves rather than talk about the people convinced that they had to murder for their own good pleasure. Just ask Kyle Rittenhouse. Perfect segue. For those who don't know, Kyle Rittenhouse is a young man that had to defend himself from a convicted child predator named Joseph Rosenbaum. Rosenbaum had threatened to kill Kyle and tried to do so, and Kyle had to, in an act of self-defense, shoot the man to death. Apparently there were two other people who were also shot in self-defense, and basically he had to go to court for all that stuff. And with everything I've learned from US Law Shield, by the way, not sponsored, would love to be sponsored, but not sponsored. Checkmate, YouTube. Whenever you have to defend yourself from such events, you're going to have to defend your right to do so in court. Self-defense. Both legal court from the government, because there's going to be an investigation on whether or not what you did was for self-defense or intentional murder. Then the civil court from family members that basically want to sue you for having to kill their family member. From what I've heard, he is basically not guilty because having to defend yourself against crazy people is not murder. But he still apparently has to go to prison for 3 months. Meanwhile, this. Someone posted this online, and honestly, I don't know who Simpkins is, but after finding out about this, all I wanted to say is it's very interesting. If ever you want proof that white privilege is a made-up thing to be the fuel so that blacks can be convinced to kill whites in the same vein Germans were convinced to kill Jews, there's nothing more to look at. Well, I'll be making more videos on that kind of thing in my upcoming Excuse to Hate series, which will happen soon. A young man has to defend himself from rioting child predator who threatens to kill him and is convicted for quote-unquote murder, but blacks get to burn down cities and kill each other all throughout the summer of 2020 and get off because they declared their advocacy for Thug Lives Matter. But then again, 2020 was the year of the hood rat. Yeah, I said what I said, and I'm not going to apologize for it. Why? Because it's the perfect test to prove the mettle of man, specifically these virtue signalers. Which part of anything I just said offended you? The actual information of black people using an excuse to kill each other, or being offended by a pathetic slur? Are you going to prove that you're more offended by the fact that such negative statements are happening in the black community, or just pissed off that a white person said something you don't like? Like how YouTube will actually censor black people that speak out against Thug Lives Matter, but then in the next year they'll claim that they care about black voices. If you're going to be the person who is offended by such things and say that I'm the racist, then you are the bigot. You are the hateful person, only proving that none of this ever is important to you, but only to virtue signal. And no, I'm not a racist. I think all races are capable of being stupid. And I also think they're all capable of being intelligent, just like God. Hence why he told his disciples, "Go ye therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Teach them to observe all things whatsoever I have commanded you. And lo, I am with you always, even unto the end of the world." So this is me giving my opinion on what's been going on lately. I have another video I'm going to make today and post it this weekend about a Hanna-Barbera character from the 60s that I thought was pretty interesting. And though I'm a day late, happy Veterans Day, and honor to them who fought and died for our country, and peace for those who still live in a country that chooses to abandon them like a broken tool. Again, go ask a veteran trying to get benefits at the VA or the GI Bill. They'll tell you all about it. But until then, God bless, good journey, Christ loves you, and take care.